Hey everybody, Super King Adora here, and we're finally getting started with JWOG. That's right, Jurassic World Operation Genesis Episode 1 is finally here. So what is JWOG? JWOG is my attempt at what a sequel to JPOG might have been if it released in 2015 alongside the movie or within the time frame of said movie. So what we're going to have is returning dinos like Spino, T-Rex, Brachie, Anki, such and such. A good cast of returning dinos, actually. And then we're going to have some new dinos like Diplodocus, who got cut from J-Park, was getting a chance to shine. And dinos that replace some of the original cast, like Apatosaurus replacing Camarasaurus. And since 2015 was definitely around the big pre-order era, uh, we're going to have some pre-order dinos like Indominus Rex, just to throw it out there. Indominus Rex would have been a pre-order dinosaur. I don't want to say it wasn't going to be in the game if you didn't pre-order, but it's one of those. If you pre-order the game, you get Indominus Rex early as an early unlock type deal. So, with that being said, why don't we just jump right in? I think I kept you all waiting long enough. Welcome to Island Nubla. Okay, so getting a quick started here, we're going to put down our arrival point, which is going to be the Jurassic Park arrival point. I already have it like done and situated in my head at least that it's going to be a mix of park and world. And the way I'm doing it is instead of them coming in on the monorail, I want them to come in via park ride. Right now I don't know as we speak if it's going to be park tour ride or if it's going to be the world tour ride. I just know the gates that they're going to go through, it's going to say Jurassic World. But I want to try to make a little hub for them first. And I want to use the classic main thoroughfare. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering. And in terms of arrival points, I hope we get one where the guests can arrive by boat. I think that would be pretty dope. And it'll be a welcome change of scenery. I don't know if Frontiers consider that. And if they have, I don't know if that's something they'll actually do and like stick with, but it would be a welcome change to see. Uh, Decorations. It's been a while. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a while since I've actually just like played. I've been working on uh, the finale for Hell Creek Park, and I'm glad to say that we are hopefully a few weeks away to that being ready to be showcased to you all. And now that I think about it, since it's been like 5 long years, and like I don't want to say that we've come full circle, but like I said, we've come quite a long way, like from its initial inception. And if you remember back when the first Jurassic World Evolution game came out, I had did a park build called Hell Creek Park, and like that was actually the Kickstarter to the Hell Creek Park series. That was supposed to be. I really wish I could see what that says. Like, I don't know if that says park or world. So I'm gonna guess park has some flag. Okay, these will be parks, so I'm guessing these are world things. Okay. But that Hell Creek Park little speed build video I called myself doing was the Kickstarter to the series. Like that map honestly was going to be where all the events of Hell Creek Park, the series, took place in. while I am glad that it's at the same time it gave me the incentive to do the series, like to push forward with the series, I am so glad that I took another look at it and was like, maybe I shouldn't, jumpstart a whole new series with this, because at the time I still didn't even know how I wanted to like approach the series, like dialogue wise, characters, like would I be like, when I say the character's name, like Ian Malcolm, you see Ian Malcolm's name and then his dialogue, or would I be using like what I'm doing now, the format that I'm doing now? And so glad I took the time to sit down and actually think about how I wanted to do this and approach, approach the situation. Uh, okay, so you got the hubby, the guests gonna come in and come out. Um, I want them to immediately be greeted with amenities and yeah, you know what? Yeah, small amenity. Hold up. And then we've got a gift shop over here. That's a little bit too similar to each other, actually. Since it has the crab thing there, I'm gonna leave the Spinosaurus skull here. But you, on the other hand, let's get you some palm trees in your configuration. There we go. There, much better. Yeah. Along with the toys, I want it to be. I'm just gonna formal wear, maybe. Leisure wear, no. I'm looking for something that they would, guests would flock to when they get there. Books, maybe fossils. I want to say the fossils for the, it's gonna be books. Something like to pick up. Maybe you find little brochures and pamphlets on the inside, stuff like that. I want to leave the fossils for when you get inside the park. Okay, so we got this situated and done here. So when the guests come in and land, they're greeted by some nice amenities. Get a quick bite to eat. It's a long flight over. Maybe grab some books or action figures, whatnot, whatever they're feeling. Bathroom, like I said, it's a long flight over. Go use the bathroom. Take care of what you want to get you and the young one situated. Some dinosaur statues, courtesy of Jurassic World Evolution 3, which waiting on bated breath of that one. Same over here, Triceratops. This will be our check-in building. The control center will be operating as the check-in building, where you come in, you check in, you get your ID tags or wristbands, however you guys want to imagine this being done. But this is where you come and check in before you actually ride into the park, and get into your hotel and everything. And then we're gonna have a response facility team situated here because one, it never hurts to err on the side of caution. You spare no expense when it comes to the safety of our guests. And this is going to be like the path that I hope you want the Jeep to take. Well, not that I want the Jeep to take this path, but this is the path that I hope that the Jeep does take. That's why I got the rocks here. That way, when they leave to go into the animals enclosure, they won't just start trying to cross the paths with this immediately. The way I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna have this blocked off so the Jeeps have to come at least this way, kind of out of sight, out of mind in a way. So I'm gonna have this blocked off so it disappears into the forest, or the Jeeps will disappear a little bit more into the forest. So you see them going to do their task going in this way, but you won't see them like actually you're trying to keep them out of the sight of the guests. Like they're there, but in a way you don't want them breaking the immersion. If that makes any sense, like the guests need to know that that there is security around, but at the same time they want to enjoy the dinosaurs and all that. So you don't want them to be all, I guess, always visible. I don't know if I'm wearing them right. I am sorry. I don't know if I'm wearing them right. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning for me. Uh, I'm. I just want to get this out to y'all because I've been. Well, I was supposed to been had this episode out for you all, and eesh, life's just been life. So when they start the tour, right, you're gonna go through here. Let's do a wind up tour. You're gonna go through here. This is the only part that's gonna basically say Jurassic Park. So we're gonna pretend like, this is the original gates, and we're repurposing the original gates. I was gonna try to have this say Jurassic World, but unfortunately, you can't connect the Jurassic World gates with any of the tour. It has to be world to world and park to park. Unfortunately, hopefully that changes in Jurassic World Evolution 3. Yeah, you'll see. So my thought process is this. This is Sauropod Valley, right? So what we want is some heels. They'll come in and it'll be like healing on both sides. So if you're looking at this right, it's curve a little bit like that, and you turn into it, and then you'll be greeted by like the size of the brachys, the paddles, and your diplodocuses. Well, maybe not the diplodocuses, because diplodocus don't really get along with like the other sauropods. So yeah, because I want to make use of Minchi too. So we'll put those two in a different enclosure with some other animals. There we go. Guess IV. So this is what it will look like as they come in, go in and around. Okay, okay. So somewhere in and around here needs to be a lake. So I'm thinking right here. So I say so a lot. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on with that. I was just saying so a lot. But I'm thinking putting the lake on, yeah, the lake, the main water source right here. That way, when they come in, all the dinosaurs will be gathered there. I want to do it at a nice distance. So, like, when they come around, I don't want them to be right there, right there. I kind of want them to be seen kind of further back. So, let's play around with this real quick. Let's just play around with this. How does that look from there? Coming in from there? Okay. Yeah, we might be able to do something with that. What if we lower the terrain, though? Let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of it. What if we lower the terrain? Because I got a better idea. Like, what if it was like some sort of vantage point? Yep. Not going too big of a water source. So now we can bring this in. So go back over here, fix that terrain. Oop, back over here. How's I look from here? I guess shot wise, I guess they won't see it, but shot wise, from our perspective, that looks kind of good. That looks kind of good. I like it. Oh, sounds like we got a storm coming. I need to fix that. Yeah, I need to fix that because the thing is, how I'm going to do. I'm doing similar to how we did our J-Park series on the first Jurassic World Evolution, and that's everything starts off nice and light, but as we progress more and more, the storms and everything should get worse. That way, it gives us more to do and more to deal with. Oh God, I think it's nothing. Oh, oh my. So what next needs to be done is we're going to just do a quick fence off of the area. This is a pretty large space. Yeah. Tour ride is going to come out through one of the gates like that. Pretty safely, I like to think, and that's how they get in through there, and they have to come in somewhere a little bit over, still out the way and not seen. That's still the main drive is that they're not seen when entering. So we're gonna line this with that, and as we go, we'll like modify this because you have to get into the park from here. But immersion is the name of the game for JWOG. Like you want the guests to know they're in the park, but at the same time as they're seeing and witnessing and experiencing these animals for the first time, the second time, third time, or how many ever times they wish, you want them to forget that they are in a park and that they are back, kind of gone back in time, in a sense. So yes, we want to hide the fence. We want to hide the fences. Like this is pretty much the only clue that you get that you're heading into a fenced off area. Is when you see this. Majority of the times you won't see a fence. You won't see a fence. Even with some of the carnivores, I'm gonna try to establish it that way that you will not see a fence. Right into the valley. Nice straight shot. Nice straight shot. A little curve. A little curve because we're gonna go like this. It's gonna go right in between these trees like so. Curve a little bit like this. Kind of like your last look at everything. Like, so last look at the creatures before it exits out and goes out this way. It's going to go out that way. So fiber down there. And there's some on this side too. Randomizer for rocks. Put some of these down here. For like smaller rocks. There we go. I believe we named drop Bracky. Yeah, we named drop Bracky and the pattern. They're going in this enclosure. After that, we're gonna have the Chad Casmo. He's going in this enclosure. Followed by Parasaurolophus and our first pre-order dinosaur, Archaeo ornithomimus. I want to make it feel like you're in a valley. Like, yeah, the backdrop helps in a sense, but at the same time, not really. And that's another thing I like and can't wait for when Evolution 3 comes out is the terrain editing to better simulate valleys and stuff. Like when we make terrain like this, you don't have to worry about a dinosaur walking up a hill and breaking the immersion, so to speak. And when that game releases, what kind of builds? What's the first thing y'all? What is the first thing you guys will do? Me, I want to make a more accurate representation of what a Hell Creek Park is supposed to look like. And now that we can make waterfalls and stuff, my main goal is to fix the part where I had the Rexes sit in the Hell Creek Park. I'm gonna have that be where the waterfall and stuff cascades down into the rest of the park, and that's where the water flows into the aviary for the pteranodons and everything. Yeah, I got quite the vision because that's how I wanted it to be initially, but with the limited tools and resources we had, I wasn't able to make that come to fruition. And speaking of Evolution 3, I'm looking forward to the possibility of the river tour being in the game, and hopefully our tours being able to go through shallowish water. Like they don't have to go through deep water, or at least when the water still looks like this, and then the tours don't have to really go through it. But I don't think water just I don't think shallowish water should stop it because we can make shallow water in this game. Like just do like that. That's shallow. If it's not shallow enough, just there. See, shallow. A tour should be able to go right through that little mini splash. But we'll see. We'll see. Fingers crossed though. Do y'all think we should make this higher or is this good enough? Ah, this is kind of why I feel like I almost should have live streamed it because then I can get y'all responses in real time. I'm asking y'all like y'all here in real time. They could just say, yeah, SKG, make it a little bit taller. No, this is fine, SKG. You're doing fine. You're doing a bang up job, sir. Thank you, chat. Thank you. Thank you, future chat. Okay, it's not going to be in this episode, but the tour is going to spin around with the lagoon. If I'm doing this right, it's going to spin or it's going to go around the lagoon. Ah, okay, hold on. So let's just say this is the lagoon. as the tour comes in from the park. As it comes in from here, basically I was gonna have it spin around, but then I remember it can't fully spin around. Or then it can kind of fully spin around because we have a fully spin around like that. You could still do like paths and stuff, but I feel like the tour kind of gets in the way of everybody that wants to come and see the mosasaurus in the lagoon. So my next option was to let's just erase this. I'm sorry. My next option was to have the tour kind of come in, like they get off here ish, and then like it spins around on the outside of the lagoon and comes back around, like back in, like about I say right here ish, and then it spins around on the outside of this. There, there, it spins around on the outside of that. Yeah, okay. And that's another thing that I hope that the tours do. Like, I hope that when we make a tour, we don't have to do like this, but you could do like that, honestly. But you would have to compensate by not having so many tour cars on the track. That way they can flow nicely. Especially if you're just gonna have them loop and continue on, then they can just loop. But if you are gonna have it run like this and then they bounce back and go that way, there can't be so many tours on the track. The only thing is, the way I know Frontier will do it is, if this is the starting point of the tour and you have the Jeeps leave from here and they are rebounding on the loop and coming back, they're going to have to still come around and touch at the back, which I'll be fine with. Like I'll be completely fine with, but I want something new, even though what we're getting is going to probably be much of the same. I want something new with it. So I hope they do a little bit more in depth with like our tours and stuff. Same with the gyrosphere. Anything that runs on the track or that we set in the trackish loop, like the boat tours, the balloon tours will probably be its own thing. I'll be surprised if they have a track they need to follow. I hope they do the JPOG route where you just boom, 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 and the balloons just float, 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 and then I can take another tour, balloon tour, like boom, 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 and they just float like around each other, and like it don't say tour, balloon tour one is intersecting or is blocking the way of balloon tour two or something like that. That is something we shouldn't see. And while I want to give Frontier credit because when they listen, man. When they don't listen, they still don't listen. But I have high hope that Frontier's gonna cook. Like we let them, Frontier's going to cook. So why don't we just sit back and trust in nature and let Frontier find a way? Yeah, I like how I did that. I like how I did that too. I will say it's good to see that the helicopters fly them in formation again. For the longest of time, they wouldn't actually do that. And what they would do is take a dinosaur one or two at a time. If I was lucky, sometimes three at a time, while the others would hang back. And seeing this again is good. It's because I'll be able to make use of this in the near future. Hey, Y'all also think this would be like killer on their necks though? Like, I really don't think that's good lumbar support or neck support or whatever it will be called for these guys. I'm pretty sure we're snapping their necks carrying them this like this. And I highly doubt these choppers are well equipped to carry the tonnage that these brachiosaurs would actually be weighing, unless they too weigh 11 tons, like the aforementioned Titanosaurus from Rebirth. Speaking of Rebirth, I wasn't a big fan of him. Now, I stand by the opinion that there isn't a bad Jurassic movie. Like, there have been disappointing ones looking at you, Dominion, but I didn't think that they could make one worse than Dominion. And in my opinion, they did. Now, there are people like Clayton that I thought that was going to say the same thing, but Clayton actually liked the movie. Evil said she liked the movie, but she has some issues with it here and there. Same with Best and Slot. Uh, I don't think I've heard Beaver's take on Rebirth, but my main issue with it was that it felt like there was like no direction. I'm guessing like the movie just felt like it was running, if that makes any sense. Like the difference between it and Dominion is there felt like with Dominion, even though they went off the beaten path, there was still something to follow. For some reason, with Rebirth, it just felt like everybody was just there. The D-Rex suffer from the same underutilization that the Gigas suffer from and that the Indoraptors suffer from. The Indoraptor, the Giga, and the D-Rex were all hyped up, and there was no payoff from all that hype, all this buildup for the D-Rex, for the Giga, for the Indoraptor. There was no satisfying payoff, and it felt like it just got worse with each movie. With the Indoraptor, they hyped up its intelligence, its abilities, its capabilities, but you didn't really see that put on display besides the whole sonic sound trigger thing. Then the Giga was hyped up to be this big bad. It's the Joker. It wants to see the world burn. It's here. It's here to basically burn the sanctuary of Biosyn Valley to the ground. It was the most regular animal in the franchise's history of regular animals. And then there was the D-Rex. It was the hype up to be this big abomination, this walking mistake. Like it was supposed to be a natural disturbance. That's what they made it seem like. It was going to be a natural disturbance to the island. It wasn't that. It was actually just an animal. It was just as much of an animal as the Giga was in Dominion. It just the problem was there was, like I said, there was no payoff for all the hype that these animals were getting. They didn't do anything. But I think I'll go into depth on Rebirth after I feel like enough time has passed to talk about it in depth without giving away spoilers and everything and whatnot. So if that's what y'all want to see, if y'all want to see my thoughts and opinions on Rebirth, let me know down in the comments and I'll get to writing a script on that. This has come together really nicely, actually. Yeah, this is a good first showing. Something that will wow and amaze the guests as they enter the park. They get to see and behold the majesty of these mighty animals. And it looks pretty much just like how I envisioned it would, like when they come around this corner and you see all the animals in the distance. Like, yeah. And then they get to drive up to them and where they're gonna be. Yeah, this is pretty much how I envisioned it, but with the camera angle about like this is what I actually had in my mind. Then if we go over here, I got this working and everything for the Jeeps to follow their little maintenance path and everything, to not intersect with the tour. There we go. The hard part actually is going to be doing that for the rest of the park. Now, for wherever I put the makeshift Cretaceous cruise and the other hoverboard paddock that's going to have our trikes and everything in it, that shouldn't be a problem to figure out. It's about the placement for like the T-Rex, the Raptors, and stuff like that. That's going to be a little bit more difficult. So I'm going to have to get a real good look at the layout or area of this map and then go from there. And I guess preferably they have a preferred side, so they like this place. They like the boba. I guess they don't really care much for don't care much for the sushi. No, they like the bookstore and action figure store and all that. They like that place. They don't really care much for the sushi though. I guess I don't blame them. I don't blame them. I've tried sushi. Now, for me, sushi isn't bad, but it definitely is an acquired taste. Hey, see, and people are acquiring a taste. We're starting to turn a profit. Sushi is just one of those things that you're either going to like it or you're not going to like it. It's just one of those things. Either you do or don't like it. And for me, while I do like sushi, I'm also not in a hurry to retry it. or not even to retry, but to sample more of it. You know what, guys? We did a bang up job on the first episode, getting our pseudo sauropod valley together. So I'm gonna let you guys pick what happens from this point on out. Should we work on a carnivore paddock next, or should we do another herbivore paddock? Like, matter of fact, you just choose. You just choose. Over 30. We got over 30 species to choose from. Yeah, we got 32, 33, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we got over. There's 39 species total to choose from. And I wasn't expecting Owen to show up. Okay, and we just put down like what 6 of them. I'm supposed to take the dinosaurs. We got. We put down 4 out of 39. Well, 5 if you count the pairs. Almost forgot 5. We put down 5 out of 39. We got more to go. We got Ankies, Corythosaurs, and stuff like that. We can work on the aviary. We could work on the lagoon because we're gonna have, the mosasaur. Like, this is just a placeholder. Like, if you want, now this don't have to be in the same style as Jurassic Worlds. This is just a placeholder. So we're gonna change. It probably most likely end up changing the shape of the lagoon. I want to hear some ideas. Like, yeah, this is a series I've been wanting to do, but I want this to be our series, if that makes sense. So, with that being said, I appreciate it if we can get some comments up on this video so we know exactly the next steps and directions to go in, and to leave a like on this so it can help me get into the algorithm and get it out there for not just you all, but other people too. I want to get this community built back up. And if you can, I appreciate it if you can share this video with everybody so they can know what we're doing out here. Like, again, I apologize. I am getting sleepy. It's going on 3:30 at this point in time. And with that being said, I'm Super King Adore. You guys are spectacular. And I'll be catching you in the next JWOG video. Peace out, everybody.